another thing I felt was confusing for me was like, it's supposed to be a prequel.
Yeah.
But there are things that happen in this movie that don't mesh with what happens in the third movie, you know, and it just got confusing.
Even the Mystique relationship with Professor X.
Yeah.
They basically act like they don't know each other.
Yeah, right? And I'm like, scratch my head here. So what do they want to do? Is this a reboot? Is it a prequel? You know, they couldn't. It didn't seem like they could decide what
I don't know if they've decided what this is. Because if this was a reboot, better.
Yeah.
Better if this was a reboot.
Right.
Because if this is an honest to God prequel, you're gonna start looking for holes in those first three movies. You'll really start.
I think you're right. I think it's a reboot because like it's a reboot like similar to Casino Royale because you had in Casino Royale you still had M.
Yes.
Who was like from the past James Bond movies.
No Q.
Yeah, no Q. Right here, I'm not spoiling anything. There are similar characters.
Right.
That are here and are in the past movies.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
or some of them that they look like this way at the start of the movie. By the end of this movie, they look like this, so they'll end up looking like that in those first three movies.
Right. So I think it's a reboot. I mean, even the Moira McTaggart character is completely different from the character in the third one.
Yeah. Even though she was just a cameo. Yeah. So. Well, again, that's another thing. I mean, Moira McTaggart, I'm so used to reading her with a thick Scottish accent in the comics. And she's in Muir Isle, and she had a relationship with Professor X, and she eventually marries Banshee, and she eventually had Proteus as a son. So you start looking at it in those angles. But you just take her for what she is here, a secret agent, this very hot rose burn.
Yeah.
You know.
And I just wish there was more of her. I mean, especially I found like
I thought she was underused.
Yeah, underused, and like considering that all the humans here were very antagonistic. Yeah, and they were antagonistic. They were aside from Rose Byrne, everyone hated the mutants. I mean,
well, aside from Oliver Platt.
Oliver Platt,
the Man in Black.
Yeah, he wanted to use them. So I was like, where's the sympathy here?
Yeah.
And I thought that would have been useful to play up a little more even at the climax.
Yeah.
So. That was the one thing I felt that was awesome missing here. But in terms of the action, the special effects, I mean, top notch.
Yeah.
Spared no expense really here.
Yeah. I thought they also had some good genre cameos for me were Glenn Morshower from 24. Aaron from 24. Michael Ironside, who everybody loves. Those two are. Glenn Morshower. He's Aaron on 24. Here he's a general, and Michael Ironside, who was on the original V, he was the voice of Darkseid in the Superman animated series. He's Sam Lane in Smallville. Michael Ironside is like everywhere. He's like one of the great voices.
Him and Ray Wise. Ray Wise is there.
Ray Wise there.
From Reaper and
so,
RoboCop.
So geeks like us, we were reacting. Oh, it's Ray Wise. Oh, it's Michael Ironside. So we were having fun with that. A lot of shout outs to geeks, so in a sense it's a bit like Paul in that sense, but this is the X-Men.
Surprisingly no Stan Lee this time though.
Yeah. I don't think Stan Lee makes a lot of cameos in the X-Men movies.
He did in the last three. I think, or maybe the first two. Maybe the first two, I think, but I'm pretty sure the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that I actually rate the last three movies pretty much the same. Even the third one. Sorry, that's geek blasphemy.
X3 was bad.
I was happy with X3.
I thought X-Men 1 was awesome. X-Men 2 was the best of those first three. I think First Class can stand with X2. So far this year, I've seen movies like Tangled and Just Go With It and Thor and Fast 5. I think so far this year, as much as I would like Thor to be the best movie so far, I think X-Men First Class is the best film I've seen this year. So there.
Yeah. So like I said, I've always had issues with the X-Men movies, always. So, but I've rated them very similar. Like I would give all three movies except for X-Men Wolverine, X-Men Origins Wolverine. I would give all those three 4 stars.
Right.
And then with this one, 3.5 for me. So,
I gotta give this a solid 5. If I were to re-rate
Thor is 5 stars.
That's why I gotta put Thor at the 4.5. If it's gonna be like that, I thought Thor was awesome, and this was better. This was consistently, I was into this movie. I don't know if it was the overall story. I don't know if it was that 60s vibe. I mean, the music and all of it. Yeah, and you know, Kevin Bacon was in it, but just Kevin Bacon's, he's the most fun actor to watch. I mean, I think he's honestly played everything. He's gone from a good guy to a bad guy, and here he goes from a hardcore Nazi. He suddenly seems de-aging, and he becomes Sebastian Shaw. Yeah. He really has the Sebastian Shaw sideburns. Yeah. You know? So that's great. The only thing missing was probably the ponytail, because he's part of the Hellfire Club.
And the costume.
Yeah, the outfit.
Yeah, the Hellfire Club costume.
Yeah, but I thought he was. I really like Kevin Bacon's performance here. I mean, who else can you get to torment a Magneto? Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon there. If ever there was one thing that was missing for me, it was probably more interaction between Sebastian Shaw and Professor X. But then that's not his fight. This is Magneto's fight. So there.
Alright, so there. Anyway, we'll be reviewing Paul in a bit.